My name's Arthi.
Hi, my name is Abby and we work for the Mississauga Library.
Now that it's autumn, the leaves will be turning fiery colors like red, yellow, orange, and even brown.
I love collecting leaves, especially when they're a brilliant red. Sadly, as all leaves and organic matter do, they eventually decay.
Oh, Abby, I have a solution for you. Lament no more over your fallen leaf friends. Today, we're going to show you how to make your very own leaf pillow friend.
You mean I can actually keep one leaf and learn some pretty awesome skills along the way?
Absolutely. You'll be learning how to create a pattern, how to use a sewing machine, and learn a new sewing technique. Once you've learned the basics of using a sewing machine, you can go on to create very creative sewing projects on your own.
That's brilliant! So what do we need?
You'll need scissors, a leaf template, a sewing machine, thread, sewing pins, sewing needle, cloth, and stuffing material.
Now, for the safety of our younger maker friends, we do recommend doing this project with adult supervision. Now, if you're ready, let's get sewing!
Hold on. Before we start sewing, let me show you how to set up the sewing machine. First, plug in the machine. Here you'll make sure that the dial is on the correct type of stitch and the correct length of the stitch. Then, turn the hand wheel to bring the needle up to run the thread through the eye of the needle. Since we already have our bobbin in place, we'll start with installing the thread into the machine. A bobbin is part of the sewing machine on which the bottom thread is wound. The machine makes a stitch by catching the bottom thread from the bobbin with the top thread from the needle. For example, as you can see here, this is the top thread over here from the needle. And behind it, you'll see that it catches onto the bottom thread from the bobbin over here.
First, secure the thread spool into the rod on top of the machine. Then, follow along the arrows on the machine. Most machines provide this visual guidance to help you.
You can bring up the take-up lever up by turning the manual wheel. Bring the thread through the eye of the needle and pull out a few inches, then bring it under the presser foot.
If your bobbin thread is not out, turn the manual wheel one turn counterclockwise and the bobbin thread should come out. Now let's get to our project. First, cut out the shape of the leaf you would like to make. You can get creative and draw your own shape or use a template of a maple leaf or an oak leaf like ours.
If you're sewing on a machine for the first time, you may want to use a more simpler leaf design, for example, like a poplar leaf or perhaps a willow leaf. Now fold your fabric in two with the inside facing out. Using the sewing pins, pin the template to your fabric. Draw an outline of your shape onto your fabric with a marker and take out the paper template and keep the pins pinned to the two layers of the fabric. Then cut out the shape about 5 to 10 millimeters from the outline. If you want to make sure that the curves are nicely rounded, cut slits into the ends of the curves, but make sure not to cut into your stitches.
When you start stitching, start with a few forward stitches, then a few reverse stitches to make sure that the seam does not come apart. You'll also use this technique at the end when you finish. To stitch the pillow, place the fabric with the outline facing up and align to the needle. When you're set, bring down the presser foot and press down on the foot pedal to start stitching. Be sure to follow along on the outline of the shape you've drawn. When you're nearing the end, make sure to leave a gap to stuff the pillow. Now I think it's time to start stuffing our pillow friend.
In order to stuff your pillow, first turn the leaf right side out. Using your hands, make sure that the corners of the leaf are poked out. Sometimes using a pen or pencil can also help with poking out some small corners. Now get some stuffing and start stuffing the pillow. Make sure to get right into the corners and give it a nice shape. When your pillow is nice and stuffed, you can use a simple ladder stitch to close up the gap.
Pinch the folds together and use a sewing pin to pin it in the center. For a ladder stitch, insert your threaded needle inside the opening, continuing where the machine stitch ended. Pull it up through the machine stitch and ensure the knot is secure and hidden between the folds of the pillow before continuing. Pinch the folds together. Make sure they are perfectly matched at the point where the machine stitch stopped. So you can kind of think of the two folds as the right and left side of the ladder that makes the stitch.
Insert your needle through the right side of the fold. It is important to always insert the needle through the inside edge of the fabric, where the hem is folded inward. It ensures that your stitch is hidden within the fold, rather than showing on the outside edge of the fabric.
Make a 5 to 10 millimeter stitch into the inside fold on the right side. Pull it through the center. Alternate right and left stitches to form your steps up a ladder. Continue until you reach the end of the machine stitch on the other side of the fabric. Stitch into it to connect the stitches on either side. Pull the thread taut when you reach the end of your open section. The thread should close your stitch and hide the ladder stitch you just made within the fold of the hem. Knot the end of the thread by bringing your needle through the inside stitches and looping it. Thread your needle through the loop and pull it taut. Cut the end of the thread close to the fabric.
And there you have it! If you'd like, you can also add some googly eyes to your leafy pillow friend.
Hello, new leaf friend! I think I'm gonna try making one of my own one of these days. And that's about it. Before we sign off, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out our library website, and also all of our other social media channels.
Thanks, and see you next time!